Hey, Carmen Mayell here at the home of the Padres, Petco Field in San Diego, California. Beautiful day in
Gorgeous.
San Diego.
Gorgeous.
And I have a unique opportunity to interview Mark Rogow. He is head athletic trainer for the Padres. And we're very grateful, Mark, to you and Professional Baseball Athletic Trainers Society, or PBATS, for really being the initiators behind the Play campaign. And we're grateful for the work you and your team have done today. I mean, this is a busy year. Last time Mark was, well, I appreciate it. Last time Mark's here, he's emailing me at 12:30 in the morning about the schedule today, and I'm going, wow, this is incredible. So there's a commitment involved. We realize that, and we appreciate it sincerely. But I wanted to interview Mark. These guys have, the athletic trainers are the guys that basically manage these multi-million-dollar contract teams. First guys on the field if there's an injury, generally speaking, trying to determine if they can play, can't play, when they can play, the extent they can play. And I think it's actually gotten more and more complicated as the intensity in the game has increased, and he can talk about that.
Yeah.
So let's talk first. I just want to say, first of all, your background is interesting. By the way, grew up in California, been in Florida 34 years. I noticed you're a UF grad, University of Florida.
Yes.
Whoa, so Florida?
Go Gators.
Listen up, all right?
Go Gators.
All the way in San Diego.
That's right.
So you you are all over, absolutely. Great actually great program there still. And actually a friend of mine that I work with did his athletic training background. He's now in the mortgage business. So isn't here, but anyhow, Gators are all around. Yep. Mark, let me ask you a question. Your background caught me a little bit reading your bio. You were with the U.S. Department of Defense. Tell me a little bit about your background. What did you do?
Well, I started initially at the University of Florida as a student athletic trainer and graduated there. And even before graduating, I spent my summer with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and I interned with them as an athletic trainer.
And you were actually 20 years or so with minor leagues, right?
I was. Well, yeah, about 15.
15, okay.
Yep. Total. I spent 10 years in the minor leagues with the Pittsburgh Pirates before getting the call to go to the major leagues, and I was with them, the Major League Club, as an assistant athletic trainer for 5 years.
5 years as assistant, okay.
Yeah, and also assistant strength coach, and it was a great run, and then moved on, went over to the New York Mets, and I was with them as their minor league medical coordinator for 5 years, and helped oversee their medical program, their athletic training, and that for the Mets. And then an opportunity came along to come over to the Department of Defense.
Now that's an interesting transition. So Carmen Mayell here with Mark Rogow, head athletic trainer with the San Diego Padres. Has a background in graduate at the University of Florida, then went into minor leagues, been in the major leagues, and then over to the Department of Defense. Tell us about that. That's a unique transition. I don't see that every day.
No. And it's not something you can truly plan for. It was an opportunity that came up that I decided to jump on board with. I had actually stayed in touch with an athletic trainer who had been prior in minor league baseball, who had moved over to the Department of Defense. He worked over there for about 8 years. He and I just stayed in touch. And a couple of visits to San Diego, we were fortunate enough to go out there and visit him at the compound, and got a chance to meet an awful lot of the active duty personnel over there, and really fell in love with that environment. So that kind of had been in the back of my mind, that I've been exposed to it years prior. And then when that opportunity came up, and I worked with Naval Special Warfare and with our Navy SEALs and all the support personnel there at the command.
So what did you do there? I remember reading, and some of it I really don't think I even understood or comprehended. You worked with musculoskeletal. Tell me a little bit about what you did. That was fascinating to me.
No, that's exactly right. As an athletic trainer in most lines of the profession with athletic training, you see a lot. You see a lot of musculoskeletal injuries. You deal with the common cold, headaches, nausea, all kinds of different things. But in that environment, with the Department of Defense, they have other specialists there, medical professionals that deal with all the other parts of the body. So for us, as athletic trainers and physical therapists, we focused on musculoskeletal injuries in particular. So we got to really work hard on supporting them and getting them back with the required surgery or just rehabilitation, or going through and giving them programs, corrective exercises, stretches, to get them back to their training or get them back out to...
That is fascinating. So Carmen Mayell here with a Play campaign promoting a lifetime of activity among youth with Mark Rogow, head athletic trainer for the Padres. So I guess technically the SEALs, you would see essentially athletic injuries just like you would see here on the field, but probably to an exponential degree in some ways, I would think.
Yes. Yeah,
I
so-
can't even imagine.
Yeah, no, I mean, actually, you probably could, because in all the different ways you can imagine how active duty member can get hurt. That's
Wow.
what they're doing. And sometimes, granted, it's not always out in the field, or or they're being shot or getting injured in training, but it could be during recreational sports that they also, because a lot of them are high energy, high energy enthusiasts and adrenaline junkies, and so that often would they get hurt doing those things, and we would rehabilitate them.
So you've come back in now into the major leagues, and tell me a little bit about. So what do you see the challenges out there, players you're dealing with? It's amazing to me, and I'm many years you're a senior, but it seems like the play of the week was like the play of the year 30 years ago. I mean, the agility is like crazy. And in part, that goes to the tremendous work that you as athletic trainers do to prepare guys to do what's out in the field. What's changed?
Well, I definitely think that there's much more of a science behind what it is that we're doing. And although you mentioned athletic trainers, I think it's a much bigger and broader component than that in terms of the team that helps support
So
that.
strength and conditioning, nutrition, the whole bit.
Physical therapists, a lot of us are
taking
taking proactive approaches with regards to not only maintaining, their range of motion, their strength, their power, but also being able to assess, where their deficiencies may be. So we also have, acupuncturists, and we have chiropractors.
Really?
We have massage therapists, full-time staff.
Oh, this is incredible.
That are part of our team that we communicate with to get as much as we can from our players, and get them to recover from all of the workouts that they do out here on the field, to what they do in the batting cages, to what they do in the weight room, also they can perform at the highest level when they get on the field and play every night. So it's challenging in a lot different ways than it is in the military, obviously, quite a bit different, but this particular professional athlete has a very unique subset of characteristics. See, what it doesn't matter whether it's an outfielder, it's an infielder, or a pitcher, they're all unique. And so really trying to address their needs, being able to identify them and get the most out of them. And then hopefully get them to have a long, healthy, very prosperous career is our goal. So.
Well, Mark, thank you very much. I've got to say that when I first was asked through a friend to become a part of this and to kind of cover some of the events, I became increasingly impressed with the professionalism and just the depth that goes behind these teams. It's not just the bluster of game day and all-star and all the rest. I mean, there is an incredible support staff that allow these guys out here to do what everybody enjoys watching. And appreciate your part, appreciate your professionalism, appreciate your service to help our servicemen. And I mean that sincerely. That's a critical role, and it's now that you're able to apply it in a little bit different way, but that's not forgotten.
Well, thank you very much. And I also need to, in that light, put a shout out to our front office and our ownership. Every organization is different in how they manage that, both on the field and off the field. And the Padres organization has been nothing but supportive of the things and the efforts that we're trying to do here to get a better product, and get a better athlete, and get a more productive player who's going to be around here for a long time, that the fans are really going to enjoy to see playing day in, day out. They're incredibly supportive. So it can't happen without them and the support of the fans. So San Diego's a beautiful city.
Oh man, I look behind here and I look out and I think they've really created like an incredible kind. I did a little walkthrough earlier of some of the development going around here. It's amazing.
It is.
And it's a phenomenal feel. If you haven't come, you need to come. Mark, thank you. And I mean that sincerely for your efforts with play and just for the work you're doing here. And again, Carmen Mayell here at the home of the Padres with Mark Rogow, who is head athletic trainer, and just appreciate the insights and the work you do on a continuing basis. Thank you, Mark, very much. And thank you for watching. Thank you.